Sorry, I was turning up your volume. Now I'm recording this behind the scenes. Welcome to Apartment Theater. This is the final part of the Alligator
Crocodile month?
month. Yeah, the
Alligator?
Crocagator month.
Crocagator month? Giant lizard month?
Propagator. So we figured we ended on the most fitting one that we could do,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Alligator from
From
1980.
1980. Jinx.
Yeah, thanks. Directed by Louis Teague. He also directed the Cujo movie.
Ooh. I'm so
So that's a
glad that
movie
you
I
looked
still
this
haven't
stuff up
seen.
because I don't.
Yeah, I know. I'm the only one that cares.
I'm just here for a
Also, I
good
was
time.
curious. I was just curious, like,
Yeah.
what else did he do? He did some other ones too.
Did
Um,
he?
Cat's Eye was another one that he
I like
directed,
Cat's Eye.
and The Jewel of the Nile.
I've seen that as well, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a Game Boy game of Jewel of the Nile.
There could be.
Or I think maybe I'm thinking of Romancing the Stone. No, that.
Mm,
Well, I think those are real. Whatever. Doesn't
I
matter.
don't know.
Um, Danny's not here because they were flushed down the toilet,
They were.
and they have now been living off of dead animals that have been
Mm-hmm.
thrown into the sewers. So we're
True.
hoping that
Yeah.
they gain enough strength where they
Mm-hmm.
can burst out of the sidewalk.
Yeah, and they can come back to
So
us.
yeah,
That
we're
would be
hoping.
great,
So
actually.
if you see them in the sewer, don't make eye contact, and you
Don't.
should be okay.
Yeah.
I
No
don't
sudden
recommend that.
movements.
No, no,
Just back away
because you
slowly.
will startle them.
Yeah.
They won't bite you. They'll just get scared and then they
Mm-hmm.
won't come out. So we're
Yeah.
kind of just like it's kind of like a groundhog situation thing,
Mm-hmm.
but a little more deadly
Yeah. Yeah.
than that. So
Yeah. She's got real sharp teeth. That's it.
she does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, there was a picture that I saw on Reddit where there was this chick who filed her teeth down
Mm-hmm.
to be sharp teeth, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that is the worst thing I've ever fucking seen. Like, I wanted to call my dentist after I saw that, just because it's like, I
I'm
don't think
sorry.
anyone
I'm
should
sorry.
see this.
Yeah.
Oh God. But
That's funny.
yeah, so yeah, we watched a movie called Alligator. So the plot synopsis of this is a baby alligator is flushed down a toilet and survives by eating discarded lab animals that have been injected with growth hormones. The now gigantic animal escapes the city sewers and goes on a rampage, pursued by a cop and a big game hunter. Here's the thing. Not totally accurate on that because the big game hunter gets eaten almost immediately.
He does.
Um,
It's great.
so
He also
yeah,
doesn't show up until like 45 minutes into the movie.
it feels so weird when you watch a movie and they reference St. Louis.
Right?
I thought
It
I was
really,
really
yeah. I was
it
like,
was
is this St. Louis that they're referencing? Is it this St.
yeah.
Louis? Well, because there's a St. Louis, Michigan,
They no,
Minnesota.
they were saying like I
But
was
yeah,
in Missouri, and then
it was this St. Louis.
yeah, I was hoping that the movie was just going to stay in St. Louis, but no,
Mm,
it's apparently in Chicago, but I
yeah,
don't remember them referencing that it's Chicago, but
I don't remember them referencing Chicago either. But yeah, I got the vibes that it was Chicago, because it certainly
yeah.
wasn't New York.
I was
But
a little hopeful.
I would really love for there to be an alligator in the sewers in St. Louis, though.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, man, give us one movie,
Give us one.
please. Give us one. Like honestly, if Alligator was the only horror movie that
Mm-hmm.
we would watch that is based in St. Louis,
Mm-hmm.
by all means, let that be the one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like the city that I'm from is known for a giant chimera bird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you're telling me we can't have an alligator movie?
Right?
Come on, give us
Come
something.
on. That'd be great.
But yeah, so basically there's a balding cop. I bring up the balding thing because they
They
mention
bring
it a
it.
lot.
Yeah, they bring it up all the time.
Like what
It's
what,
so
what
weird. Like
was
every person he talks to mentions his hair thinning. And
like all
like,
I could
hey
think
man, you
of
could get it cut different. Like,
yeah, like all I could think of was maybe the actor was just fucking awful to be around. And they were like, well, let's just make fun of him the whole time because he
I
sucks.
know. Like, it was just such a weird. It wasn't even a punchline. It was just
Yeah, it was like a fixation.
bizarre thing. This poor man
Yeah,
probably has a weird complex about it now.
I
I mean, I know he's a
shit,
fictional
I would.
character, but right? Like, if every other person you meet on a daily basis is like, yo, dude, your hair's thinning. Like, or like makes a weird comment about how you need to get it like cut different, or like, hey man, maybe you should try some volumizing like shampoo.
I
Like,
mean, my hair is thinning, so I'd just be like, yeah, I know. What can
like
you do?
it's just a weird thing.
Yeah. Can I just say too? So at the beginning of the movie, the girl gets a baby alligator.
On vacation in Florida.
Yeah. Can you just buy a baby alligator?
Not anymore.
Okay, well that's good.
Not anymore. I think you used to be able to. You can buy caimans now.
What's that?
A, like a smaller alligator,
Oh,
basically.
I want to
They
just
just
say
don't get as
too that
big.
the baby alligator, it's very
It's,
adorable.
they're so cute. Oh my
I was like,
god.
oh, this little guy's gonna kill me. No, he
Yeah.
couldn't. And then he grows up. He's like, he's killing me.
He's the size of a car. He's gonna munch on you.
What was the reasoning for him flushing the thing down the toilet though? Like I didn't understand.
The dad was mad because there was alligator poop behind the laundry hamper
But the alligator just stays in the
in the cage. I would think.
yeah.
Yeah, unless she like takes it out and plays with it, which I mean, like maybe she does,
I
which
mean,
is
I would.
fine. Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd probably wake up missing a finger, but I'd be like, look at you. How could I be mad?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we just needed an excuse for him to flush it down the toilet, so that way he would end up in the sewers.
I like that there was an actual alligator in the movie for
Yeah,
parts,
for parts of
not
it.
all of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
It was so funny.
the fucking goofy looking alligator thing that they made for this, it goes beyond, like it's not like CGI alligator where you're just like yeah, it's just yeah, computer. Like
Hmm.
someone actually made this, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, it's
oh,
a
look at
giant like
this.
animatronic puppet. It's great.
It looks fucking dumb, but
It does. I
I
love it
also
though.
really love it.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is
he
fantastic.
swallows many people whole.
He does. He does a
The thing that
great
gets our
job.
plot started, yeah, is the growth hormone thing because
Hmm.
a vet needs more.
He's not a vet. He's a
The
researcher.
sorry, that's yeah. I was thinking like a vet tech, but I'm like that's still not right either.
Mm-mm.
But an animal scientist guy,
Yeah,
a piece of shit who hurts animals, wants to hurt more animals for his research.
yeah, for his research because he has like a I don't know if the guy ever gets a title, but he's like the CEO or some shit of like a pharmaceutical company or some shit. And he's like, "We need the research. We need the hormone."
We need this, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, we that starts the chain, and
Mhm.
then basically, honestly, the whole time, like it's not like other kinds of movies for these where it's like, oh, they ate the person that sucks, like the slash movie, like, oh, I hated that guy. I'm glad he's dead. I mean, I'm glad that the alligator for the most part
Mhm.
killed characters that sucked,
Sucked.
but it
Yeah.
was funny just like the kind of people that it
Mhm.
ate. It didn't just eat anybody. It
Mhm.
was like, I'm gonna eat shitty journalists. I'm
Mhm.
gonna eat shitty vet people. The guy that owned the pet shop
Yeah, the pet shop.
swallowed him pretty much whole.
He
Uh,
stole dogs off the street and then gave them to the researcher, the scientist guy.
yeah, yeah, and then he
That
would
was
cut
so
like their like
mean.
not like cut their throat, but like it made it to where like they couldn't speak.
I think he just like said that. I'm like, that seems.
It's funny because
Maybe that's just me. I'm like, that seems so inhumane and stupid to do. But also, I'm like, oh, this was 1980, and all of the like animal rights activist stuff happened in like the 60s and 70s. So it actually kind of makes sense that they maybe did that. Uh,
And you can tell
it's
too that when they were
gross.
recording the animals could speak just fine.
Yeah, yeah, you could tell that
But
they were fine, but
yeah,
yeah,
anytime though I see animals in any movie though, I'm just like, please, hopefully don't let this be a Milo and Otis situation. Like I
right.
hope these animals were okay and
Mhm.
not getting tossed around.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to know, but yeah,
It
that
is
always
hard to
worries
know.
me.
Yeah.
And then God, what else happened in this? Like so yeah, we basically get like a cop story. It's like, oh man, I'm just an old guy on the cop force. I think
Mhm.
he's like in his 40s, and then he finds out about like, oh, we got to check the sewers because we keep finding dismembered body parts, and people are like, is it like a serial killer? Is it a Jack the Ripper situation? Like,
Mm-mm.
no, no, it's an alligator because it attacks him in the sewers, and nobody believes him. It's like,
They think he's crazy.
why would I make that up? Where do you think the other guy went? And it's because, well, he's bad with his partners because in St. Louis, his other partner died
Got
because of him.
shot by somebody
Yeah, and it's like, dude, it
in a
wasn't his
bank that
fault.
was getting robbed.
Yeah,
Like, what?
I didn't even remember that detail.
Yeah. Yeah, he like talked about it at some point and I'm like, wow. And they're like, you're bad with your partners. Like, you had one partner that died that got shot on the job. Like, actually, I don't even know if he was on the job. Maybe he was.
See,
Yeah, he was.
speaking of being bad with partners, he also has a love interest at some point in the movie, who
Herpetologist.
uh, is a what?
Herpetologist.
Herpetologist.
Mm-hmm.
So she studies a lot of
Reptiles.
reptiles. Yeah. And she seems genuinely cool. And for some reason, she's attracted to this guy. And I'm
Yeah.
like, there looks like there's like a 20-year age difference. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, like, hey, you know what? If love is in the air, go for it.
Yeah.
Why not? And go for it. They
Mm-hmm.
do. We don't see any boobies or anything. So if you think
Yeah.
that's going to happen, that's not going to happen.
Mm-mm.
However, if you think that you're not going to see something hilarious with the alligator, it doesn't have anything to do with the lovers. But
Nope.
the alligator at one point goes fucking berserk in the sewers and manages to bust out of the sewer through the sidewalk. Like he just erupts through the sidewalk, and
I
it's
fucking love it so much.
and there's some kid
It's
that's
so
like,
great.
it's the alligator, it's the alligator, and he runs out of the house with a fucking knife, and his mom's like, oh damn it, he left with the fucking
Bread knife.
knife.
A
This
bread knife.
kid.
A fucking bread knife this kid grabs to fight off an alligator that's the size of a car.
I wish that he would have gotten a chance to stab him.
Me too.
I just, a kid does die in this movie. You don't see it; it's an off-screen kill,
Mm-hmm.
but it's at a birthday party, and they blindfold the kid and they push him in the swimming pool, and he just gets eaten immediately. And the kids are like, "Mom, mom!"
I know.
I shouldn't laugh at a kid dying, but the scene was really
No, but
fucking funny.
yeah, the way that entire scene was shot was great.
So the cop's storyline, it ends. I mean, like it's very like 80s cop
Mm-hmm.
storyline. Oh, you got too close to the case. I'm taking you off the force. He takes his name off the locker, but not until he grabs some evidence that will help him defeat the alligator,
Mm-hmm.
which was a bomb, which there was a bomb threat in the movie too. Can't do that these days.
I
If
mean, you
you
can't
come
do
in,
them ever, but you couldn't do them ever.
the reaction would be a lot different. Oh,
Oh yeah, it
you
would.
have a bomb? I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no. So they it turned out to be a radio, but he grabs this radio alarm clock thing and three sticks of dynamite that are just chilling.
I know. I love when he was like picking out the evidence that it was just like at an Acme cartoon store. That's what it felt like. I was
Yeah.
like, this is so weirdly cartoony. I'm like, what?
Why do you have like okay, because I'm pretty sure, and okay, this is a movie about a giant fucking alligator. I know
Mm-hmm.
asking for logic in this is just ridiculous, but like, bear with me. I feel like if even if it's ridiculous, it has to have some rules. to
Yeah.
follow
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, well, you can't just be like, oh yeah, now I shoot nitroglycerin out of my wiener. It's like, no, you can't just
Mhm.
do that all of a sudden. Like there needs to be something
Yeah.
that like
Mhm.
I mean, I would watch that movie. I'm surprised that's not a movie we could watch.
I mean, it might be. It might be, alligator versus shark or whatever the hell that movie
Where he ejaculates
is.
nitroglycerin.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know, I think that's giving too much credit to those movies because I've watched one of those
Mhm.
and most of the scenes just took place in a submarine. Like you
Wow.
barely saw the crocosaurus or the
Crocosaurus.
sharkalodon or sharkadong, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I was just like, why does the police force just have this out?
Who the
Like
fuck knows?
the fact that it still works. Because then I was thinking like, if you don't properly store dynamite, it sweats, right?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, someone out there, if you're a dynamitologist, let us
Dynamitologist.
let us know in the Spotify comments because those are a thing. Um, nobody comments in 'em. For any podcast I listen to. It's like
No
they're
comments.
blank. It's like,
Mm.
why would I comment here?
Mm.
Yeah, unless it's like really shit. I'm like, dude, what the fuck was this?
If
Um,
you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
that is not something that is followed around
Ever.
these parts.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah. I think all we get are mean comments
Yeah,
usually.
probably. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's true.
So yeah, the love blossoms, and then he's like, "Well, you can't just try to understand me." And she's like, "What the fuck?" Okay, and leaves. Which I was like, "What is the point of this fucking storyline?"
I have no. Yeah.
They did
What?
not need to get together. Like
No.
there wasn't really much of a. I mean, like it kind of worked. Like they had okay for a fucking movie about a giant alligator. I mean,
Yeah.
they did the best they could.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
And then yeah, no. So the alligator is back in the sewers at one point, like at the end of the movie, and then blows up from the dynamite that they plant. And it's a big
It,
fucking explosion too.
but they're like in a part of the sewer that has a bunch of methane gas in it, and I'm
That would have
like,
caused way more damage.
yeah, it would have. Also, how is the alligator breathing in literal fucking clouds of methane? Same for the dude. Like, what? I get that there's probably methane gas like in sewers. I don't doubt that. But if it's that fucking thick,
Yeah, because at the beginning, they were wearing
what?
like the masks under there
Mhm.
because like there's a lot of
Yeah.
methane here. You don't want to breathe this in.
Yeah, you don't want to breathe that shit in. Like you really don't. What? What?
Yeah, because if there's methane and stuff down there and they light that explosion, like
Mhm.
that explosion would have been even bigger.
Oh
And I
yeah.
love that the peril that we were running into of, oh man, he can't get out because somebody parked their car on top of the manhole for a
Yeah.
second because there's a garbage truck right in
Mhm.
front of it. You need to move your car, and then she just the researcher just pushes her
Pushes
it
the old lady.
further in her
Yeah.
car and reverses the car. I think that car ends up exploding.
It does. Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, and I think the
Yeah.
lady's still in the car, right?
I have no idea, but
Did we
I
ever
did
see her
notice
leave?
that. I don't know.
She
I did
just
notice that at the end that yeah, it also just completely explodes and gets obliterated, and I'm like, how did that happen? Like, was there a bomb in her car too? Was her car made of methane?
yeah, I mean it. Yeah, it was just like, what the fuck? Like, what is this?
Who the hell
Um,
knows?
I don't feel like there were that many like really crazy over the top moments or anything. Like, I don't think
No.
it needed them.
Mm-mm.
I feel like for the most part, it plays it pretty straight, which I think I would prefer them playing it straight than to be like, "Oh, we're in on the joke. Let's do wacky stuff with the alligators." Like, no,
Mm-hmm.
don't do this.
Yeah.
They don't show the alligator too much. If anything, we get more of the cop drama than we
Yeah.
do the alligator, which I was okay with because the alligator looks silly, and I think if
Mm-hmm.
you put too much of the alligator in, you're gonna
Yeah,
make it even sillier.
absolutely. Yeah, I
Like
agree
if
with
your
you.
monster looks like shit, don't use it too
Mhm.
often because it's gonna get worse as you keep using it.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
but I did love the giant animatronic alligator.
yeah.
I wonder what
Did you
happened
love
to it after the movie.
probably rotting in a warehouse?
Probably. How
My friend
disappointing.
Dylan, he's been
Mhm.
in our streams and whatever, but him and I watched a movie called Munchie, and
Oh,
it's
that's the one you
basically
keep
like
telling
a
me to watch.
shitty kids movie, and we were like, "What happened to Munchie? Where is this?" And then we had this brilliant idea: if we ever found this Munchie thing, this animatronic,
Mhm.
whatever condition that it's in, there should be a third Munchie movie, and you don't restore him or anything. You just keep him whatever condition that he's in. If he is just a pile of dust, you just have the dust. That's it.
That would
And
be
I'm
pretty
like,
great.
could you imagine having this whimsical kids movie and then you look at the animatronic and it's fucking rotting and it's just falling apart during the
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
Like it looks like a nightmare. That's what I want for Alligator as well. It's like Alligator 3, fuck it. Whatever condition that thing's in, that's in the movie.
That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah, looks like a robot skeleton. Awesome, perfect. It's put it in.
Yes.
There is a second alligator movie. We didn't watch it because if I watch another fucking movie with gators in it, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Same.
But I think that this movie was okay, though. Honestly,
Like, yeah, I didn't totally hate it. It was entertaining. I
it,
laughed at multiple scenes with the alligator in it and just like the over the top hilarity of it that was happening. I was like, "What? Okay, sure." Um it was
it's
just
better than the
kind of
other movies.
bizarre. Yeah.
I would say Eaten Alive was better. Like if I had to pick top five
Mhm.
on this, I'd be Eaten Alive, Alligator, and then the like Empty Space, and then To the Floor is the
Mhm.
other three movies that we watched
Yeah.
because those movies didn't even feel like movies.
They really didn't.
It felt like we were watching just I don't know, just like a 90 minutes of blank space. Like I think I watched something, but there was no substance to it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I haven't watched Eaten Alive. That's the one that I.
no, that's the one we watched for
Is it
the
the one that
last
we
time.
watched last
Yeah,
time?
the one where it looked like it was on Mars.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one.
Yes, I literally have an episode recorded of us talking about
Do
it.
you?
Yes, it's the
Are you
one
sure?
that Toby Hooper directed.
Are you
We talked about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
sure? Oh, we did.
Oh my god.
Justin, I don't remember things.
I am losing my fucking mind and I blame these stupid fucking alligator movies. If there's other alligator movies besides Lake Placid, because here's the thing. Like I said for other
Mhm.
episodes of this show, we want to watch movies that we haven't already seen. Of
Mhm.
course we've seen Lake Placid. I
Yeah,
don't remember it.
I do.
I don't it was probably bad, but like
I watched Lake Placid like all the time, multiple times a year because it was on the Sci-Fi Channel all the time.
this is the only entertainment I've got.
So I was just always watching it. I was like, I love watching a giant alligator get stuck in a helicopter. It's great.
God, every time, like, because there's so many sequels for that movie too, and
Mhm.
I'm like, man, we should just go through like a movie franchise. And then I was like,
Not like Placid
yeah,
though.
no, thank you,
Mm-mm.
no,
Not like Placid.
no. After watching 10 Hellraiser movies, I can safely say that no, I do not want to explore another
There's 10
franchise
of
in a
them?
while. It feels like there's 10 of
Oh,
them.
isn't there like 10
uh,
saws or something?
there's more than that.
Is it really?
Yeah, because there's like the offshoots too. There's like Jigsaw, and then there's Spiral.
I had no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, yeah. It's
Wow.
it's a
It's a
it's a fucking
franchise.
nightmare. I don't. I'm like someday I'm gonna watch all of them and give it a go. And then
Mhm.
I'm also like, why don't I just watch something that I want to watch instead? I don't
I
think they're
guess
bad
so.
movies, but yeah, I just feel
Mm.
like any horror franchise, it's always the same. Yeah, the first one was good. Second one was sometimes it's better, not usually. And then after that, it gets just significantly worse
Yeah. I mean, that's
to the point where it starts looking
usually
like
what
a porn
happens.
parody.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think Friday the 13th is the only one where like by part four they got it right, and then by part eight they got it completely wrong. So it you know fluctuates. But yeah, they're not good. Like what? Like also, who wants to even know our opinions on Nightmare on Elm Street 4?
I don't know.
Like who gives a fuck about that fucking movie?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, oh, we're gonna watch all the wrong turns? No, thank you. I'm good.
I might do that. I might
There's
watch
like
all
seven of
the wrong
those too.
turns. Yeah.
How many wrong turns can you make?
A lot. I get lost very easily, actually.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's true.
So, do you have any other thoughts about Alligator?
I want a pet one. I want to hold one.
I do too. That's all I was thinking.
That's all I want. I want to
I
hold a
was
baby.
I was like, I want to hold this baby alligator. I love that
Mm.
St. Louis is mentioned in this, even though it's just someone dies in St. Louis, which
Mm.
I mean, hey,
Mm.
comes with the territory. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
every time I
dangerous out there,
mention that
kids.
I'm from the St. Louis area, they're
Mm.
like, "How did you survive?" It's like,
It's a
I think you need
wasteland
to.
out here, man. I don't
I,
know.
if, I think you need to go there and see for yourself that it's not as bad as people say it is. It's not like I was, I mean, I lived a street away from the scariest parts, but it was
Mm.
like, it's like you know where to go. Like
Yeah.
you
You
find
figure
out
it out.
real quick. Like okay, maybe don't go to this
Hmm.
part.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you see strip clubs in that area, then you're in the wrong spot. You need to leave immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obvious strip clubs, though. Because there's strip clubs in the higher end parts, too.
Ooh, bougie strip clubs.
Bougie strip clubs, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, thank you.
No thanks.
Not that I don't approve. Well, I mean, live your own life, do
Hmm.
whatever you want. I've gone gambling. I've enjoyed it. Not really, because I lose my money every time.
Right? It's like, the fuck?
Like, why do I do
Why
this
do
to
I.
myself?
Yeah, why is that even a thing?
Oh, real quick too for this alligator movie. If you're wanting to watch this movie,
Hmm.
there is a 4K Blu-ray that came out from Scream Factory. So if you're wanting a physical copy of the movie, the first and the second one are on 4K Blu-ray. So if you want to support physical media, because it seems like we need it, because finding
Yeah.
movies is becoming a nightmare
Yep.
for us. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, just also having a nice copy of the movie is just like if you like a movie, just buy the
Hmm.
fucking movie, have it.
Hmm.
You can never have like people are like, well, what am I supposed to just rebuy my whole? I was like, no, you didn't. You think all of your movies in your collection are bangers? No, they're
Hmm.
not. Come on. I've got some criterions that I'm like, I would really like to just throw that to somebody else.
Hmm.
Just exchange it, please.
Yeah.
Anybody. But yeah. Well, I'll let Gomez scream his head off
Hmm. He has been.
because I didn't hear him, but I imagine that he's just
Hmm. He
having
just
a
screams.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we all do.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was Alligator. I know it didn't seem like we talked about much, but I mean, watch it honestly. Like enjoy it. It's a good time. If you're gonna watch any of these movies from this Alligator month, just watch Eaten Alive and Alligator. The
Hmm.
two most popular
Alligator movie.
ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
like yeah, just watch that one and
Hmm.
you'll be good.
You'll be good. It's
Uh, the
fine.
next the next episodes we're gonna do are movies that we probably should have done a long time ago and we never did.
Probably.
So, and we're gonna have to
Yeah.
discuss on a couple of them because yeah, we got
Hmm.
to change a few of them. But we're gonna have it's
That's
gonna
fine.
be great. I don't know if we're gonna see Nosferatu because by the time this episode comes out, I mean I'm gonna watch that movie. I just don't know when I'm gonna watch that movie.
Yeah.
So I would like to see it in
All
theaters
right.
because it looks cool. But yeah.
Yeah. I have a movie date for it, so
Well, I don't. So, but the
do I?
movie theater is right down the street from
Yeah.
me,
Do
so
I
I
need to
could
come
just
up to where you are? Take you to the movies, Justin.
yeah.
I'm too poor.
That's fair. Well, hey, you don't have to fly to
Sorry.
me. That is the nice thing.
Yeah, that's true. I could drive, but I also
Yeah.
don't want to drive up there in the winter. Like, no.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, come when it's nice.
Yeah,
So,
I'll come up there when it's nice. Yeah.
speaking of coming when it's nice, you should like our
Mhm.
you should download our other episodes and
Hey.
stuff. It helps supports the show, and it gives me a little dopamine kick.
Mhm.
So it's really nice, especially when I have a shitty day and I see like 20 people download the
Mhm.
episodes. Even
That's
if it's
true.
just one download for an episode, that's fine.
Mhm.
You did your part. You did what you could,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
I just appreciate you supporting us because uh, after so many episodes, we're kind of like, do we keep going? What else do we have to do? I
We
mean,
do. We just keep going. We're like the
we just
Energizer
keep going
bunnies
until the wheels fall off, I
until the
guess,
wheels fall off. Yeah.
or until you guys stop showing up.
Mhm.
So the next episode may or may not have Danny, or it may not have. I don't know who's going to be here. I might not be here this time. Who
Maybe.
knows?
Maybe.
I'll just disappear
Disappear
to
into
the
the night.
ether like my wallet did.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening.